This is Transcending with Torie, and today's guest is Mickey Avalon, musician, artist, and icon with good reason, very good reason. And our co-host today is my cousin, Jamie Chaos. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Tori. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thank you, Mickey. And Jamie, it's going to be a really fun-filled show today. Avalon, you are an LA native. You've been making music since the early 2000s, and you continue to create music and art to this day. Welcome to Transcending with Torie, live from MOCA at the Geffen Contemporary.
This is my first opportunity to be in the museum.
Oh, well, hopefully the first of many. And there's been, an art residency with KCHUNG Radio. I just know your music appeals to a lot of artists. A real honor for me and our community to have you as a guest here today. And I want to talk about your art practice, your love of music, childhood, inspirations, songs that guided you not only in your career, but moments on and off stage. Our first question is, what is your earliest memory of music? Can you visualize it?
I can't remember like my maybe exact first time of music, but I know like the first songs I ever learned when I was young. And my dad was a big record collector. Every month, either the first or third Sunday of the month at Pasadena City College, there was a big record swamp meet there every month. And then my dad would go before it opened, like 5 in the morning, to get there before anyone else got there. So, and he would stay up all night. When I'd stay at his house, he'd be up all night listening to records. He didn't play any instruments or anything, but that was a big part. And then the first songs I remember like learning, like singing along with my dad, like on the car radio, Hound Dog by Elvis Presley, Under the Boardwalk. We like to sing, like just a little kid singing along with his dad, really. I still like those songs, but not crazy about them. But I think it's songs that like kids like.
Yeah, totally. And what artists guided you or individuals really led you to the career that you have now?
I mean, I drew since I was a kid. I think most kids draw. They were like German and Austrian expressionists that my friend Jonathan turned me on to, like Oscar Kokoschka, Egon Schiele. Those were George Gross. Like those paint. I like Van Gogh a lot. Rembrandt, Impressionist artists. Edvard Munch. There'd be younger people I'd see that I like their stuff, but those were the guys, like people who's I got books of and stuff.
And I really see that kind of influence the style of your music, but also I had the chance to look at some of your paintings and I can totally see those influences. As far as just music in general in your life, would you say for your recent album, Never Satisfied, and just listened to it last night and
we really, really enjoyed it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it was amalgamation of past, present, future, and I really feel this album is a major moment for you that you just released. Yeah, what was the inspiration for your new album?
I mean, it'd be cool if I knew how to make music, because then I could be more part of that process. But it's like, I gotta find people that I like what they do, and then it's kind of cool because then you get more collaboration, so you get other. So the guy who produced that record, his name's DJ Mackey. He was my DJ a long time ago, and then we worked together for a while, and then now we work together again. So he made all the music, and then I would say his influence was probably kind of some of my earlier stuff had like a lot of guitars and stuff like that. I would say he was probably trying to bring it back and bring it forward. Whatever you said, I was actually thinking that. And then lyrically, I kind of what's going on in my head. Like I don't like have like, oh, I need to get this out and I need to say this. I just kind of want it to sound cool, kind of whatever's going on in my head. And I think I have another thing that he knew about, another project I was working on that's not out yet. And I don't even know if he did this on purpose, but I think that was the perfect lead into that, because I was in Indonesia for 10 months during Corona times. And then while I was there, my friend who's Indonesian, he's a guitar player. And then we were just like, oh, let's make a song for fun. And then we ended up making he put a band together out there, and then we did a whole record, but just demos. And then we ended up they flew out here to record it properly. And then the drummer couldn't get a visa. So it was all those guys. Josh Freese, he's a great drummer. He's in the Foo Fighters right now. He drummed on the record. And then the lead singer of Eagles of Death Metal, he produced the record. So that's kind of in the can being finished right now. Like we finished it. So I think Mackie knew that that's like full band. So I think that was just kind of leading like some guitar, but still like a rap album. The other one, it's called Mickey Avalon and the Fuck Boys, but the U is a at to risk. That's the one with the boys from Indonesia and Josh Freese from the Foo Fighters. I think Mackie brought the guitar into Never Satisfied. That record kind of sets everybody up for the next record. I don't know if that was planned or not, but that would be the inspiration. I mean, honestly, as corny as it sounds, inspiration is usually just try to want to make something sound as cool as we can. It's not like there's like a bag of money waiting at the end, like I never really made anything for that. I mean, there was time when I was making some money but I never like, oh, let's do this, because it would be like a hits. Like two of my biggest songs were two songs I didn't want to do. Like I said, Jane Fonda and My Dick, and those are my two biggest songs. So basically, if you need any advice in business, ask me, and then just do exactly the opposite of what I tell you to do, and then you'll probably be successful.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Wow.
Congrats on everything. I mean, talking about what you were saying, these coincidences and just making art and you're in that zone. Do you really feel music has the power to heal?
I read that. I don't know how those kind of things work. Like I know there's frequencies that they say, like the pyramids were like temples with sound. So I'm sure there's something to that. What I think maybe is, if you're trying to heal yourself on whatever kind of level, that's usually hard work. And a lot of it has to do with your brain and your body. Music could help. It could help get you from like point A to point B. Like if you're having a hard time getting out of bed or something, or you're going through whatever. Like so many people say they went through like a breakup, or they went through this, or they went through that. They can't tell you like specific things that were going on at that time, but they could kind of tell you what like the soundtrack was, like what they were listening to in their car. And, you could just drive around, listen to something like, cry like a little baby or something. And then, or if you need to exercise or something, or I think it could help you either get out of your mind or get into your mind fully in a better way, if that makes sense.
I love hearing that, because also going back to our question where you spoke of the songs that your father would play as a kid in the car, are there any songs in particular that have healed you in your journey of life that you can remember?
I mean, I don't know. And I know that like things that make me feel good. So my dad collected 45s, a 7-inch record, usually one song on each side. And then they go in 45 RPM. That doesn't matter. But most of them, there'd be like a ballad on one side and a rocker on the other side. And my dad liked all the ballads, and I didn't really understand why. I like all the other sides. And then kind of now that I'm older, I kind of understand, and it's kind of more the same for me. When you're a kid, like those rocker songs are cool, but then it's more like the sadder ones that make you feel better. Like I'm not a good DJ for, like if we're on a road trip or something, you don't really want me to be the DJ. Like my girl always makes fun of like the music I put on makes you want to commit suicide. But for me, it makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
But it's not. I guess it's not uplifting. Like it's like pass out the razor blades when I'm DJing,
But yeah, I think just to conclude that question, I know Jamie and I were talking because our generation, your music just kind of encapsulated that whole period of our lives and still does. Jamie was saying you were going through a hard time. And
yeah, when I was younger, I was in a lot of really rough places and situations. And no matter where I would go, everybody knew your songs. And we would sing them together without any background music or anything. And it was a way to have a community during hard times. And I think that was really healing for me. And so I want to thank you for giving me that music to help me heal. during that time.
No, thank you. People have told me that. It's very flattering, and I'm happy if, you do anything good like in the world. But I would definitely be lying if I said that was any part of the plan, And maybe that's why. Maybe if you're like, oh, I'm gonna go heal people with music, maybe you're just like a con man or something. I don't know. When I first started making music just for fun, just with my friends, like I said, I want to be a painter. I was already had my own problems. Like grew up, I got married young. I had a child young. I had rent, child support, drug problems. So I wasn't trying to help anybody else out except myself and my own family. But when we started, me and my friend Simon Rex, his rap name was Dirt Nasty, and then another dude, Andre Legacy, like we would just make songs. We would laugh when we did them. Like that's how we knew it was good. But we didn't think anybody was going to hear them, Simon was handing them out, but we didn't know that. And even if we were writing something and then we say, was that good? It never, if we had to ask, it never what. Like we go, yeah, that's cool, whatever, you keep that. But it was really just if we did something and we all started laughing, then we would know that was something that was good. So yeah, I guess it, it got me here. So, but a lot of people have told me that they got through hard times, and maybe it's a similar thing. Like I've been to like a few AA meetings or NA meet, yeah, and then the stories are like kind of horrific, but everyone in there would kind of laugh at like the same time. And I think it's that someone from the outside world would be like, well, that's not fun. That's like, those are terrible stories. But it's living through that, I guess, and then coming from like a non-judgmental look at it. I would say that's probably the healing part of it.